All right, good morning and welcome to the PuddyMod YouTube channel. And on the bench today we have kind of a mess. This was sent in from a Mazda dealership in North Carolina in a box packed exactly as you see it. None of this stuff was really wrapped up or anything. Some interesting parts here. We have a Shaftworks tuned Osgiken LSD. We have a Mazda, I think Mazda Sports differential cooling plate. This is actually a pretty neat part. This will be the second one that I'll be installing here on the channel. Must be an earlier version of it because the instructions are pretty comprehensive about how to install this thing. If I can get it apart, it would help. But anyway, we'll edit this crap up. So there we go. That's it. So you got all color photos and it's kind of cool. It tells you what all the fittings are for. The last one I did, all you got was this QR code on the package, and the instructions from the QR code are not nearly as good as the instructions are that came with the cheat sheet here. This was really good. I'm going to put this in my book of knowledge and keep this on hand just so I can see how things are. I mean, it's pretty straightforward install, but still it's really nice to see what the company that made this thing intended you to do with it. This is an NC Miata differential. It's pretty much a mess. It's going to get a total rebuild. Probably going to replace the gear set because there is some damage from shipping on it. Not that it can't be fixed, but I think I got a better one anyway. I'm going to modify the flange, figure out where the bearing caps went, all this bag of mess. We're going to figure all this stuff out. Anyway, we'll be back to this one here with the steel bearing cap replacement. These things, these are line board cases. So when you replace a bearing cap on a case that it didn't belong to, it's not necessarily going to fit or fit right. I can move this adjuster here, but that's as far as I can go with it. I've already, we've machined out this journal here so that the cup will float back and forth as it should. You don't want these cups to be crushed down on these journals because it makes that bearing cup egg-shaped, and that's not good. It's going to prematurely wear the bearing and you're going to have a failure. The bolts are locked down on this right now, these ARP fasteners, and you can hardly move this. The tolerances are so tight when they machined this thing, this is a CNC part, that there really isn't a lot of room for this thing to move properly. So we're just going to work on them a little bit more. I'm trying to get these adjusters to go in a little easier. With a tool, a spanner wrench, they go in okay. It's not too bad. Not a bit of resistance, but decent. I just want to see if we can do a little bit better. Yeah, it's like even the fasteners, when you take these up, they're really tight because what it is once you put this adjuster ring in place, it moves that cap where it wants to be at, center of that journal. And since this hole is not exactly lined up with the hole that's in the bottom half of this journal, it's a little bit tight. And that is because, again, it was not line board to begin with these caps in place. So you have to make concessions and some modifications to try to make something go. Everything looks good. I balanced it out as you've seen in the previous video here on the channel. It's within tenths, so I know I'm all right. I'm good. I just want to make things a little smoother. Well, anyway, let me go ahead and get all this stuff sorted out, cleaned up, and we'll be back with some more of this build. Well, there it is, guys, all cleaned up, ready for assembly. This is just a basic rebuild to include this new Osgiken LSD. Shaftworks has tuned it. Our friends there at Shaftworks, though, they do a great job. I highly recommend that if you're going to get an Osgiken LSD, go see those guys. They seem to have their stuff together when it comes to getting these things right and smooth. We got that Mazda Sports cooling plate. We're going to be installing that as well. And this rusty case looks a lot better now. And I'm happy with that. This was a boneyard differential. It had been outside for quite some time. It was exposed to the elements inside and out. So there was a lot of work getting this thing to the point where it's at. The 410 gear, even though it doesn't look all that great on film here, or video, because I'm old, I say film. But anyway, It's actually in good shape, so we're going to use it. And the fellow wants to stick with the 410 ratio. There's no reason why we shouldn't. I mean, this is like $1,200 to replace that gear set. So if it's good and it has very little wear on it, we're going to use that sucker. Anyway, we're going to put this thing all together and stay tuned for that. All right, we are moving in a positive direction. Here's something we do on a lot of these Miata differential builds. On the manual shift cars, they have this damper. It sits just below the dust shield here. It goes around this section of that flange. And what happens is when you add power to these cars, you put a lot of heavy driving to them, you know, autocross, road coursing, things like that. These things have a tendency to separate from the flange, make a terrible racket, bang into stuff, can damage things. So we go ahead and just remove that damper and to you know, prevent that from happening, and we freshen up the flange so it looks really nice now, and no more damper. On an automatic car, they do not come with the damper, so this is, I don't know, something for maybe better inertia, you know, for shifting, kind of like a heavier flywheel. Maybe it just makes for a smoother shift. I'm not really sure exactly why they add the damper to the Miata differentials that have manual shift, but they do. And then we go ahead and remove them. So that's done. Next thing we're also doing is deburring the gears. These gears were put in a box. They weren't packaged well. They didn't have anything to protect them. So there's a couple little nicks and dings on them. So we use a stone those all out. Same thing with the pinion gear, did the same thing. Do this with a lot of gear sets, even brand new out of the box, they'll have dings on them because, again, even the factory doesn't package them as good as they could. It was much worse before. I complained, and I actually was able to get Mazda to better the packaging on their gear sets. So at least I have something positive I have done here. Today's sponsored episode of coffee is by me. I bought the Starbucks coffee this morning. This is a freaking expensive cup of coffee here. I was dumb. I ordered this thing. It's a brown sugar latte, and I got that vanilla cream, sweet cream or something like that. Well, boy, they jack another buck and change on that thing. It's a $7 cup of coffee, so welcome to it. And then, of course, we had to have a little afternoon delight here. This is some kind of refreshing dragon fruit, I don't know, some kind of stuff. Well, it's good anyway, tasty. It
makes you want to kiss man on the mouth repeatedly.
Nothing will ever make me want to kiss a man on the mouth.
Except for that.
But anyway,
right there.
We're almost there, getting ready to put this thing together. Stay tuned.
Wait. See, this is the kind of juice that makes you want to kiss men.
Oh my God.
Non-lethal option on top of the lethal option. If you can go non-lethal, go that way, and you'll prevent a lot of legal headaches on the other side of it. Anyway, just go to their website, look at their videos, and if you're not blown away, I'd be shocked. It's Burner, BYRNA.com.
All right, we are up to the point of putting the carrier in here. We got our ring gear all set up. Everything's balanced out real nice. Have our bearing caps, our ARP lubricant to assure a proper torque load and no galling. So let's get these in and get these torqued down, see what we got. Okay, we are back. We have our setup now. Got an excellent gear-to-gear contact pattern, and here's our backlash. Right at 3 thousandths. It's like 3 thousandths, 3.5 thousandths. That's consistent around the gear. Really nice. So we're at dynamite here. It's nice and smooth. It's quiet. Everything looks great. I'm gonna go ahead and install the cooling plate and the rear cover and button this thing up. And we'll be right back with final assembly. Back and all finished up now. Things look great. Got our stickers in place, crush washers. Everything's looking great. Really nice, super nice. Really came out well. Little hidden Mickey right there, Shaftworks. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll have a new one on the bench here soon. These just came in from Australia. Client wants me to check them out. That's a used gear set. Decent shape, but you know, they got some miles on them, but decent shape. This is a 3.63 gear set they want me to use. They're hard to come by right now. They're Mazdas, I've heard, probably 6 months before they're going to have a new set in stock on these things here stateside. So all that's out there right now is used gear sets. So be aware, guys, if you're looking to do a 363, these things are on back order right now. Well, anyway, thanks for watching the PuddyMod YouTube channel. Please subscribe, stay tuned, make comments, say hello, and happy Friday.